Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bison Hacks 2022. We are so excited that you are here today. I hope that you all have had an opportunity to spend some time during the opening reception, meeting the different sponsors of the event, getting into teams, getting your questions answered. We had a lot of people stop by the sponsor table. And so we are just overjoyed that we're able to do this again. My name is Allison Morgan Bryant. I'm the Assistant Dean of Innovation and Administration in the School of Business at Howard University. I'm an alum of Howard University as well, so super excited to be able to bring this event to students at Howard and many of our other institutions, which are joining with us today as well. And so I'm just going to get us kicked off. My co-organizer is Zuri Hunter. Zuri, if you wanted to come on really quickly so everyone can see you. We wouldn't be able to organize this event without her. She does a lot of the communications and setup and organization. So I know you all have been asking questions and making sure that you are all set to go for today's event. All right, so Zuri, if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen so we can start the presentation.
I'm having some slight technical difficulties on the sharing of the screen. So let me try something out real quick.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much. You know, with technology, we always have to be ready to roll with the punches. And that's what today is about. It's about innovation. It's about collaboration. It's about learning. So on behalf of the Howard University School of Business, I'm going to ask Dean Anthony Wilbon to do our introduction. Dean Wilbon, over to you.
Thank you, Dean Bryant. Can you all hear me? I'm good. Apologize for the delay. Had a little technical snafu there. Let me start by welcoming you all to the this 8th annual Bison's Hackathon, Bison Hacks. This is again a continuation of a flagship program that we've had for some time that's been quite successful. I think that I want to first of all thank Dr. Bryant, of course, Zuri, and all the other people who've been instrumental in keeping this thing going for so long, and certainly our sponsors who've been who've been with us since the first one, and all the new sponsors as well. This is something that we take that is very dear to our hearts, because we think that it's important for you all to have an opportunity to have some real world experiences in solving some of the problems that the nation faces and the country faces, the school of business and other industry faces. The opportunity to come together from various disciplines, working together on a team with different knowledge bases, different experiences, and come together and try to find a solution to a problem or create an innovative solution to something is very, very important. And it's very, very real world experience, something you're going to have to do on an ongoing basis as you leave this place. So this crunch time that you have, this 24-hour period is a bit pressure filled, but again, that's not unlike some of the things you may experience as well in the real world. So take advantage of this opportunity, enjoy the experience, and enjoy all the people you'll be working with and meeting throughout this process. Be competitive. I know you all want to win, because there's a great prize at the end of this thing. So do your best to make sure that you put together the best product, because your colleagues will certainly try to do that as well. And make sure that you take something from this that is going to be contributing to your growth as a student, as a potential professional. So thank you all again for joining this. We hope this is going to be another successful year, and I look forward to certainly seeing all the final products that come out of the work that you do. Dean Bryant, I'm going to turn it back over to you, or do I turn it over to Zuri?
Thank you so much, Dean Wilbon. We really appreciate you being here, and I know you have a busy schedule. So thanks for the well wishes for all of our participants. All right, so we're going to move on to introducing our sponsors. And believe me, If it wasn't for all of the hard work and participation and support from our sponsors, we would not be able to have this event. So one of our legacy sponsors is GM, which used to be the GM Foundation. They have sponsored the hackathon from day one. Actually, they once, I think a long time ago, asked us to think about how we could demystify technology. How could we get students excited about, what the opportunities are in the space, not just careers, but entrepreneurship, and how they could build community. And so GM is one of our first sponsors. They won't be participating today, but they're still a sponsor of the hackathon. So we want to give thanks to them. An additional sponsor that you won't see participating today, but did provide support to the event is Pepco. Pepco wanted to make sure that you all had all of the information that you needed, all the resources that you needed. So we want to send a special thanks out to them as well. And moving on to our next sponsor is Accenture. And I'm going to pass it over to Stephen Walker to do the introduction for Accenture.
I didn't know I was starting out, but okay. All right. Thank you very much, Allison. Thank you, Zuri, as well, and the Dean Wilbon. So I think we have a few slides here, but I can primarily talk for this one. And if I'm not mistaken, these slides will be provided to the attendees. I just want to say, from an Accenture perspective, it's our pleasure to be a part of this hackathon. This is my second year participating with Accenture. I've spent my entire career at Accenture, and I'm a Howard University alum as well. And I think the key things about our company and why this is important to us is a couple of levels. The first is just demonstrating our own commitment to Howard University and HBCU development of students and future leaders, leaders today and leaders in the future. The other is, we want to have access to top talent. Top talent comes out of Howard, and these types of events help identify those folks. And then the last thing is that this is actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for us to be engaged in. It's a lot of fun, and it's challenging to see what the students actually come up with. It's pretty amazing and jaw-dropping what folks are able to create in a 24-hour time frame. So we're just happy to be on board. The pleasure is all ours. We hope to continue to focus and be a part of this in the future. So that's my intro, and you can skip through those next two slides.
Thank you, Stephen. And Stephen is also a Howard University School of Business alum. So welcome back. We're really excited to have Accenture back for the second year in a row, and hope to be able to continue to make our students proud. We're going to pass it over now to Milo Wilson for Boeing.
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So I also want to echo Stephen's intro and say thank you for allowing the Boeing Company to be a sponsor and part of such an amazing event. This is also my second year doing an event. The first year was amazing. I was hoping to participate in all the events again, but I felt it would only be fair to share some of the love with some of my coworkers, so you'll see them in some of the events as well. I am not a Howard alumni, but if I had a time machine, I would probably take myself back and try to become one. But I do have the honor and pleasure of living through my son, who's a student on the campus now. So as it relates to Boeing, I'll just share a little bit about the company itself. Definitely love to be a part of the Bison Hacks and supporting Howard as we can. But the company itself, Boeing, is obviously one of the largest aerospace companies and leading manufacturer of commercial jet line and defense systems. We have a long tradition of innovation and great leadership. If you go to the next slide, I'll kind of talk through them a little bit and talk about how we got so successful with what we do. And how we did it, we were able to just leverage our values, right? Our values dictate how we operate and how we act. When you look at how we operate, we start with engineering excellence, being accountable from end to end, and focusing on our lean principles, which are dictated by how we act, right? Leading with safety and quality, collaborating with humility and inclusion, which is a huge effort in Boeing around increasing our diversity and inclusion and equity. and also importing the best leadership practices. You can go to the next slide, please. So when you think of Boeing, think of one company that encapsulates four smaller organizations or companies, right? We have the commercial airline, right, which is our Boeing commercial airline sector, which is when you think about you go to the airport, you fly on a plane, right? This is how we transport our customers, which are normally ourselves or other users, from state to state, place to place. We also have our Boeing Global Services, which is our aftermarket servicing organization, right? So you think about your car, right? When you get your car, you still have to have service, you still have to get oil changes, like you still have to do things to make it run very efficiently, which is what our Global Services does. They make sure that the products that we deliver are stay valuable and able to execute to the highest capability, right? And thirdly, we have our Boeing Space and Defense. This is how we protect our country, right? You think about the jets, you think about our space systems and security. This is how we deliver products to really support and protect the nation and other nations, right? And finally, we have Boeing Capital Corporation. Now, this one it's very interesting because a lot of people don't even realize it exists. Think of it if a customer comes and they want to buy a plane, but they don't want to go to a bank or they don't have the cash. They can actually finance those planes through Boeing Capital Corporation. So those are the four entities of Boeing. Each one functions as its own entity. So we have a lot of opportunities, which in every field in each of those organizations. I think this is the last slide, so I'll just run through it really quickly. At our peak, we did about $76 billion in revenue. That was with customers in about 150 countries. We have contracts with more than 12,000 suppliers globally. And we're at about, in 2019, I think we're at about 140 employees. Right now, I think we're at about 120, but we're really trying to grow that, right? We have a large hiring effort going on right now, trying to get back to those numbers. And finally, I'll just share this. I thought this was an interesting point I wanted to share. A lot of people don't know that 80% of our commercial airline revenue actually comes from customers outside of the U.S. because we're a global company. We do a lot of things in the United States and domestically, but we also try to expand our reach as much as possible. So with that, I think that's our last slide. That ends our intro. Again, happy and super excited to be a part of the event again this year. Forward thinking, looking forward to this one and more to come. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Milo. Really, really appreciate it. And just to make notice that General Motors, Pepco, Accenture, and Boeing are our gold level sponsors for the Bison Hacks Hackathon. Next, we'll be moving on to Leidos and Brian Valley to do the introduction.
Thank you, Allison. Can everyone hear me okay? All right, yeah. Great. So my name is Brian Jolly. I'm the Vice President for Enterprise Infrastructure here at Leidos, and really happy to be part of the event. I'm joined by several others on the phone, such as Desiree Stearns and Jesse Peoples, that will be helping us mentors throughout the event. And here at Leidos, we're a very diverse company, both in the types of people we employ, but really in the missions that we do as well. We have a pretty simple mission statement, but it goes very broadly. So really the way to describe Leidos is we're trying to make the world safer, healthier, and more efficient. And that you'll see that as I go through the next slide or so around the types of businesses that we do. Here's our mission. And again, that safer, we do a lot of work in the defense sector. We do a lot of work for our federal government. We're the #1 IT provider for the federal government here in the U.S. Healthier, we have a health group that does things such as veterans exams for the majority of our veterans that get out of the military. And then more efficient. So we do work in our intelligence space with a lot of the 3-letter agencies. And we do all of this through technology, engineering, and science. And obviously the most important driver is our people. We have operations that are not only here in the US, but also in UK and AU as sort of our home bases. And we really are connected to our people through our values that you see here. And one of the most important ones, and one that was actually recently added, is around inclusion. And one of the ones that we're trying to push throughout, both internationally and, of course, here in the U.S. with representation of both women and minorities. Next, please. So a couple of quick facts around Leidos. So we're headquartered here in Reston, Virginia. So just a short few miles from Howard University campus. We are in 4 markets, and we actually have 5 groups. So our civil market is really serves a lot of the civilian agencies. Many of you may know Leidos only through going through an airport. So when you go through any of the DC airports, you'll see Leidos at the top to scanning your luggage. That is just one of the things that we do in the civil sector. We actually help land all of the civilian aircraft that land in the U.S. as well. So that civil sector does everything from airport work to working with people like the Department of Homeland Security and other civilian agencies. Inside of defense, that's our largest group. We run the IT basically for the entire Department of Defense and some of our DISA contracts. But we also provide light manufacturing services as well for missiles and glide bodies, and we're very much into the hypersonics field there. And then intelligence, which really is kind of an offshoot of our defense work, but it's a lot of the work for the classified side. So protecting our nation. Obviously, right now we have an ongoing conflict in Ukraine, and as Leidos as a corporation, we're very involved in helping to make sure we're supporting our neighbors as much as we can. And then finally, in the health business, so as I spoke about before, this is the smallest size-wise in terms of our sectors. However, we do really important work here. We run Leidos Biomedical Research Lab that's up in Frederick, Maryland, that employs about 1,500 individuals doing research on things like COVID vaccines. So very much involved in the active fight to keep not only the U.S. but the world safer. And finally, at the bottom, you see Dynetics, which is a recent acquisition where we do a lot of that exploratory science and technology work. We're involved with things like the human landing system contract that's going on right now with NASA. So lots of diverse work, as I spoke about before. We're in about 125 countries and territories throughout the world, and that encompasses or that includes the 43,000 people that we employ here at Leidos. And about 9% of our work is international and growing. And then at the bottom right of this slide, you'll see some of the awards that we've won. One of the ones we're really excited about is we've just actually 2022 could probably be on this slide. I think we just won the award again for being one of the world's most ethical companies. So really proud of that. Next slide, please. So here are some of the people that will be here throughout the event to help you. These are our business and technical mentors. So we have people both on the business side, as you see Ed and Lakeisha there, and we also have technical mentors, some of which are actually from my organization. So I'm really happy to see Joseph up there to give a shout out to him. But this is an area that we really try to thrive in, and we're really excited about what Howard is doing with this Bison Hacks event. Next slide, please. And these are inclusion ambassadors. So I work very closely with Desiree Stearns around trying to make sure that we are putting our best foot forward in terms of all of the college events we do. And now at the bottom, you see Kelvin Miley, who is our recruiter for Howard. And final slide here, we're hiring. I heard Boeing say the same thing. We are very interested in people, both full-time positions, co-ops, interns, and college entry level positions. So if you take your phone out, I know these slides will be provided, but if you scan that QR code, you'll get linked to those jobs and opportunities here with Leidos. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. That was an excellent introduction. Thank you all for being a part of Bison Hacks. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next sponsor, Cigna, and Holly Doyle will introduce her organization.
Awesome. Thank you, Allison. It's a pleasure to be here this morning with you all. I, too, am a proud alumna of Howard's School of Business. This is our second year supporting Bison Hacks, and our team is geared up, ready to support and mentor you all as you complete this year's project. Next slide for me, please. I just wanted to give a high-level overview of who we are as an organization, our mission, and then our purpose. Cigna is most known as being a health services and healthcare company where we support our clients, customers, medical professionals to provide affordable, predictable, and simple healthcare. And that has been more important than ever over the last couple of years as we still tread through the global pandemic that we're experiencing. Our mission as an organization is to support our clients across the world, right? How do we provide healthcare? How do we sustain that healthcare? What can we do that's predictable to prevent some of the healthcare inequities that we experience? And then also merging the intersection between healthcare, health services, and technology. How do we innovate in that space as well? We believe that good health and well-being are the cornerstones of our purpose as an organization, and we strive in order to exceed those goals and expectations that we have. Just to talk through some numbers so you understand who we are as an organization, we're a Fortune 13 company. We're ranked number 13 on that 500 list. When we talk about revenue, we're at the $160 billion range. And then we also are a global company where we have relationships with over 1.5 million healthcare providers, clinics, and facilities around the world. We have early career opportunities for blossoming technologists as well. If we can go to the next slide. And I actually support our early career technology rotational program as a program manager. So the program is twofold. We have the full-time side as well as our summer internship side. The full-time rotational program is a 3-year commitment, and then our summer internship lasts about 12 weeks. We have the locations where we recruit and host our internships listed there. We're pretty active on campus at Howard. We're sponsoring the senior design project teams this year for the computer science department, and always looking for opportunities to mentor students on campus. These slides will be provided to you, so I won't bore you with all the details for the program, but what I will zero in on is that we are focused on developing the next generation of technologists through Cigna. And again, our bread and butter, it really is the innovation side of providing dynamic healthcare and health services to our clients and customers. With that, I would like to stay in touch with you all. I am not a mentor this year, but we will provide technical and business mentors. On the next slide, I do have my contact information there in case anyone's interested or would like to follow up after Bison Hacks. Good luck to you all. I know that you'll come up with some pretty dynamic solutions for the technical problems this year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Holly. I didn't realize you're a Bison, so welcome back. Thanks for always being a great supporter of Bison Hacks. Okay, now we're going to move on to James Green to introduce Excella.
Hello, can you hear me okay? Wonderful. Yes. Wonderful. So yeah, this is kind of a homecoming for me. I'm not a Howard alum, but I was born on campus to students in the law school and the med school. So I was a born Bison, and this is literally a homecoming, and I'm honored to be here and give back to an organization and an institution that's done so much for me and my family. So I wanted to say that. Next slide, please. So I work for Excella. I am a capabilities lead for project and program management. And Excella as a company, we are a tech consulting firm. We were founded in Northern Virginia. We are now a national company, but we're a tech consulting firm, and we help organizations use tech to transform how they do business and achieve their vision. Next slide, please. And so we do that in many different ways. We work mainly with government accounts and with nonprofit and with corporate clients. So we're extremely active in agility. We're an agile firm, and so we work very well with those different areas. Next slide, please. We have 19 different capabilities for when there are openings in all of those different areas, whether it's data visualization, data science, modern software delivery, modern software development, all flavors of Agile. We bundle those for our clients in 4 different offerings. Our Agile transformation offering, we're an Agile company. That's basically how we started. We achieved breakthrough success through our technology initiatives, embracing Agile transformation. We found that customers and employees, they just expect higher quality products and tailored experiences. And so there are many different ways to do that. But we focus on helping truly Agile organizations become more Agile, and that, organizations that aren't as Agile definitely move closer to that in a transformational way. We also work in AI and analytics. We mainly focus there on helping our clients engage with modern analytics, data strategy, artificial intelligence in meaningful ways. We meet our clients where they are, and we move them forward into modern practices. We also work in a digital service delivery. To us, it's more than just technology. It's really just what makes life easier. We expect our products, and we create products that are intuitive and dependable. The goal is to make sure that we build services that resonate today with an eye to the future. So basically, your digital services delivery would never cause you to lose momentum. And we know that's important in a rapidly changing digital marketplace. We also focus on helping our clients get the most out of IT modernization. It's not often the biggest challenge isn't the technology, it's evolving and adapting people and processes. So we have a multifaceted approach that focuses on our needs, the client's needs, their success criteria, and the steps that are needed to realize their future. This is my second year as a business mentor. I'm also here with Vic Kumar, who's also been a mentor for multiple years. We're honored to be here. If you'd like to know more about the company, please be sure to reach out. I'll be sharing these slides and my contact information. Like I said, we have 19 different areas. So regardless of what you're studying in school, what you're seeking as far as career advancement is concerned, we do have a place for you at Excella. And we're honored to be here, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, James. Well, that was an excellent opening story that you are honorary Bison by being born at the hospital. So welcome back. And thanks so much. Excella has been a longtime supporter of Bison Hacks. Even when we were not doing it virtually, you were there for us. So appreciate you being here. All right, we're going to pass it on to our next sponsor, Metrostar and Ann McComb.
Thank you so much, Allison. We're really excited to be with you all this morning. So as Allison mentioned, my name is Ann McComb, and I'm the Director of Corporate Affairs for Metrostar. So a little bit about Metrostar. We were founded in a dorm room at George Mason University in 1999. And our founders were studying philosophy and international affairs. And they fearlessly dreamed about a future and the potential to use technology to propel innovation, efficiency, and automation. And now 22 years later, the dream of those 3 students has turned into a company of over 300 and countless technology innovations that propel the missions of our customers forward. So we've never forgotten our roots as being started in a university dorm room, and just really understand the important role that universities play in shaping future technologists and leaders. So a primary focus of our people and technology strategies does revolve around building deep relationships with partner universities like Howard. So we're so excited to be with you all here today. And this is our first time participating in the Bison Hacks. So today, a little bit more about Metrostar. We develop and implement enterprise digital and cybersecurity services for defense, intelligence, homeland, and civilian agencies within the federal government. We've got 2 headquarters. Our original headquarters is out in Virginia, and then another headquarters that we're building out in the Midwest in Indiana. We've got 6 core capabilities, which I'll talk about here in a second, and then 27 programs that we support across the federal government. So let's go ahead and go to that next slide. Our mission is a passion for our people, and a fanatical obsession for our people, and then a fanatical obsession for supporting and creating value for our customers. So our cross-functional team of experts develops and integrates human-centered design, DevSecOps, cloud, cybersecurity, enterprise IT, and AI/ML capabilities across the federal government sector. So we do have a lot of openings right now, which I wanted to share with you all. Our entry-level roles, as well as our internship program, is designed to provide real-world integrated experience and to give our newest employees access to every facet of the organization. So we're very passionate about supporting our people through a variety of different means, whether that's on-the-job training or additional educational opportunities for you, pairing you up with a mentor, supporting our people and encouraging and helping them to meet the needs of our customers and their missions is something that's super, super important to us. So with that, we are obviously focused on diversity. We hire designers, developers, writers, philosophers, because we know that this industry isn't built on, individuals from one major or one university. And, we know that crushing industry challenges with innovative ideas happens when interns and when our entry-level folks work in close collaboration with those that are experts on our teams. And we're really dedicated to helping all of our newest employees and all of our interns make an impact with our customers and to get a real good taste of what it's like to work at a company like Metrostar. So feel free to pull out your phone and click on that QR code there. And we'd love to chat with you a little bit more about some opportunities that we have where you could join our team. And then lastly, we can go to the next slide. And this is just a quick introduction to all of the folks that you might see throughout the Bison Hacks event this week. So we've got some really fantastic people that are going to be available to chat with you from all levels of our organization. And they're so excited to meet with you and to inspire you and to learn from you. This is always, these events are always so much fun for all of us because we learn so much from you as well. So excited to be here, and please feel free to reach out to us or let us know if you have any questions or concerns. We're very happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Anne. We're really excited to have Metrostar join us this year as a first-time sponsor. And I really love the story about that organization being started in a dorm room. So maybe, at Bison Hacks 2032, we will have sponsors of a company that started here today. So this is the right kind of energy we need for today's event. Thanks again. All right, so next we're going to move on to Crystal Simmons to introduce Microsoft.
Hi, everyone. And again, I am Crystal Simmons with Microsoft, and I'm very proud alumni of Howard University. So very happy to be here to support all of our amazing students and this amazing institution. What I want to do is just share a little bit about Microsoft's mission, our worldview, and our culture today. And simply put, it is our mission, worldview, and culture that really is the foundation of success at Microsoft. Our mission is enduring. It is the why of our story. And our worldview is the current lens through which our strategy, our solution areas, and ultimately our products are conceived. It is the what of our story. And also our culture is foundational. It is the how of our story. Next slide. So Microsoft's mission is to empower every person, every organization on the planet to achieve more. Next slide. And in the words of our CEO, the only way to achieve our mission is by living our culture. And I just want to add that I'm very proud to also not only be a part of Howard University's alumni group, but also a part of a company that's leading when it comes to diversity and inclusion. We're here today to support all of the students here. And I also want to announce that I also lead the Microsoft Shadowship Mentorship Program that we're actually going to be kicking off this month. So looking forward to also supporting the students through our Shadowship program as well. And next slide. Thank you all. This is Microsoft, and we're wishing every student good luck here today and happy to support all of you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Crystal. Really appreciate that introduction. Didn't know you were an alum either, so welcome back, Bison. We're really loving all the support from our alumni. Now moving on to our next sponsor, T. Rowe Price and Megan Shank to introduce her organization.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here as well, and wishing you all the best as you're beginning your hackathon. My name is Megan Shank. I'm a senior recruiter on our early talent recruiting team representing T. Rowe Price. We are a global asset management firm that is focused on helping our clients achieve their financial goals within the long term and saving for retirement. We were founded in 1937 on the premise that our success should depend on our clients' success. We've grown a lot since then, and we currently have over $1 trillion in assets under management. We have presence in 16 countries and about 7,500 associates worldwide. Next slide, please. Our global technology team provides software and infrastructure solutions for internal T. Rowe Price teams and associates, as well as our clients. There are about 1,600 associates in our global tech organization that sit within these 9 teams listed here. And just to give you a sense of the type of work that they do, so in our distribution and marketing services team, they support technology tools that are used by our individual and institutional clients. Our front office investments teams works on technology applications and software that our investments professionals use to do their jobs every day. And in our New York Technology Development Center, they are building data science capabilities that help us make informed decision about the type of work that we're doing. Next slide. Just wanted to share with you a little bit about our early talent program within technology. So this supports entry-level tech associates as well as tech interns. It's a very robust program, and the goal is to create a community of trust within the cohort, cultivate their growth, and provide connections to each other, the firm, and our clients. Opportunities for those programs, the majority of them sit within software engineering. Other teams that hire are data science, enterprise security, and infrastructure operations. We have a really high number of interns from last year that are joining the firm full-time this year. So we're very proud of that, and it speaks to our inclusive culture as well as the strength of our programs. And lastly, there's a QR code listed there. If you're interested in keeping in touch with us, we encourage you to join our talent community to learn more about future events and opportunities. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck in the hackathon, and enjoy the weekend. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Megan. T. Rowe Price is a first-year sponsor, and we're really excited to have you all. I think the students will learn a lot from the mentors, and just want to thank all of our sponsors in general. Again, as we mentioned, we wouldn't be able to move this competition forward without support from all of our sponsors. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Especially given the fact that, you know, things don't look the way they once did. Having the support for our students and our participants really does mean so much. So thank you all. Okay, so this is the point that you are waiting for, which is just an overview of the competition. We'll talk about the rules, things that you need to know as you get ready to embark upon your journey today and tomorrow. Okay, so let's get started. So the schedule, you've already gotten started by getting into AirMeet and navigating your way around so far. We really hope the platform is easy to use. It's meant to replicate the collaborative environment that you might have if we were doing it in person. So we appreciate your patience as you get to know how to make the platform work. And we are here to support you through that journey. So hopefully you had a chance to network and meet with the sponsors and get your teams set up at the registration and networking event at 10 a.m. this morning. We're now moving through the opening ceremony. At the conclusion of this portion of the ceremony, we'll have 2 keynotes from our gold level sponsors, Accenture and Boeing. Once we complete the opening ceremony, we'll move into the coding section of the event. During that time, each team should select a table within the lounge to be their workspace. AirMeet has video chat functionality so that you all can work together in a collaborative way. What I'll mention is that students are free to work in any environment they want to. However, there always needs to be at least one member of the team at a table in AirMeet. In addition, if you have multiple team members, everyone has to check into AirMeet today or they will not be considered a participant in the event. So if you have people who haven't checked in as yet because of conflicting schedules, they do need to be in AirMeet today. In addition, that facilitates our mentors being able to come around and help, because our mentors will circle through the tables in AirMeet, and if you're working on another platform, they won't have access to you. So we'll ask everyone to find a table. We will come around eventually and find out what your team names are and update those in AirMeet as we go. We will be working today in terms of the event and supporting you all through your process from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. At 10 p.m., we will pause the platform so that people can step off, either to rest, to continue to work quietly. We will leave the Slack channel available for people to ask questions, and we can connect you with mentors as needed, but we will take a break on the platform from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be back at 7 a.m. The mentorship sessions will start as you will continue to work on your projects. At 1 p.m. tomorrow, all of your projects are due and they need to be checked into DevPost. That's where you will submit whatever your final product is for judging. Between 1 and 2, you'll have a break, but at 1:30 p.m., we'll ask you to come and do a technical check-in with us. That's just to make sure that you can share your screen and we can hear you properly. We will provide a schedule of the teams that will be presenting during the pitch session, so you all will know what time and what order in which you present. At 2 o'clock, we will begin the pitch. And what will happen is that each team will have one representative from the team who will do the presentation. You will be provided with a 3-minute slot to provide your project details, to win us over, to help us understand all the hard work that you did. The judges will then have 2 minutes of Q&A. So each team basically gets about 5 minutes with the judges to present their project. Once the pitch competition is over, the judging session typically takes about an hour. And so again, that's a break time for participants or another time to network with sponsors if they're available. And we plan to have our award ceremony and the announcements of the winners at 5 p.m. tomorrow. So the theme of Bison Hacks, which it has been for a number of years, is truth and service, which is also Howard's motto. And if you think about today's world and how drastically different it is and has been over time, we really want you as student participants to think about how we can increase truth in our applications. How can we reduce bias? How can we make sure that the information that's being shared with individuals across the world is of good quality? We know that misinformation can not only be detrimental, but it can be deadly in some circumstances. So we want you all to consider how you can build applications which encourage truth and information as you move forward. Service as well is important to us at Howard University, and I'm sure to many of you all. Our communities are our foundations. So how can you help those around you in your communities have access to resources, information, entrepreneurship resources? How can you make sure that we are serving the people around us to make our world better? So as you think about what you might want to build or how it might change the world around you, please reflect on those themes, because we're really looking forward to students digging down into that space to provide just a more complex, more resource-driven world around you. Okay, so some of the rules that are in your student packet, but we just want to point out to you that everyone to be in this event, and I think you've already completed this step, is that you have to be registered through Eventbrite. That's what pushes your registration into the AirMeet platform. So it makes sure that we have all your information, we can contact you, and that you fully meet the qualifications to be in the competition. One of those things is that you have to be 18 years or older and an undergraduate student attending either a 2-year or 4-year college in the United States. We're happy to welcome a lot of our Howard Bisons, but also a lot of people from across the country. So if you are here from a different university, please drop it in the chat so we can welcome you. I know we have some returning participants from other universities, and we're really just excited that you're joining us today and that you get to share in some of the Bison love. Another important aspect is that teams can have a maximum of 5 members and no less than 3. So 1 and 2 person teams, if you have a need to maybe join with another team or collaborate in that way, we'll ask that no teams have any less than 3 people and definitely no more than 5. All projects have to be submitted into DevPost before 1 o'clock. Actually, I think it says 1:30 there, but 1 o'clock on March 19th, which is tomorrow. And that way we are able to determine that you are actually going to participate in the pitch competition. So we mentioned before that working on your projects, if you've worked with your team before, maybe you've been to different hackathons, brainstorming can happen all day, every day. But all of the work that you're going to submit for your project has to have been completed during this 24-hour period. So for instance, if we look at your GitHub and we find that you have code from a time previous to now, that would disqualify you. So we're just asking that, of course, the ideas are going to flow all the time. And I'm sure you've been kind of brainstorming prior to now, but all the work or the prototyping that you do be completed during the project session between today and tomorrow. Unfortunately, cheating is an automatic disqualification if we find out that you use someone else's project or you recycled something that doesn't belong to you. Unfortunately, we wouldn't allow you to participate in the competition. So just keep it honest, keep it true, do your best work, and I'm sure we're going to have some amazing projects that we'll be able to check out tomorrow. All projects have to be hosted on GitHub and have a README file to be accepted. The exception is that if you are interested in participating in the user experience portion of the challenge, you may not have code that you've actually written. You still need to enter your presentation or your application into DevPost so that we can review it. It just won't be qualified to win the first place prize because the first place prize does require that you have written code. But we really want to encourage our students who are a little less technical, but really still have great ideas to participate in this event. And please feel free to find people who have different skill sets as you so that we can have interdisciplinary teams because they tend to work really, really well. Just, an FYI, we've never had an issue with this, but projects can't have any threatening, harassing, degrading, just nothing negative. We're going on all positive energy right here. And so we want to make sure that all the projects that we're creating support that energy. So the part that you really came here for, we know you love Howard, right? I know you're excited to be here to support our institution, but we have some great prizes. And the first place prize this year is a $6,000 prize. Second place is $4,000. Third place is $2,500, and best user interface, user experience. And again, that's one that can be awarded without having coded a prototype, is for $2,000. Just as a reminder, we'll be supplying you with Visa gift cards for the total amount of your prize, and we will make sure to get those out to you as soon as possible when the competition is over. We just want to thank our judges. We'll do a full introduction of them tomorrow, but we have Jerome Farley, Shinya Yudo, and Noble Ackerman. And so you'll be able to see more information about them, I believe, on DevPost, and in the student packet, you can see their backgrounds. Typically, when we do our hackathon, we would feed you probably more than necessary, but it would keep us going. So since we can't be there with you in person, all of our student participants should look for a Uber Eats gift card to help keep you motivated, to get some caffeine, to have dinner, whatever, on us. So we will send a message out once those gift vouchers have been sent out to you, but definitely keep an eye on your email for a little bit later today, and we'll provide those to you. So communication, there'll be lots of questions I'm sure that you all will have throughout the competition. The easy way to get in touch with us is either through the AirMeet chat, which you can see on your feed, or to join the Bison Hacks Slack. We invite you to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, as we'll be providing updates there as well. And just, retweet that you're in the competition, that you're having fun, hopefully, and talk about your experience. We want to share that with the world. I'm really excited that you all are here, and hopefully we're already having fun. We're trying to get the energy up and ready for a long day that's going to have so much fruitful innovation come through for it. So thanks for all that. All right, now we're going to move on to the keynote portion of the opening ceremony, and we are really excited to have two of our gold level sponsors to do an innovation keynote for you today to really sort of get your mind turning, to reflect on what is really important, and to set the tone for our event. So really quickly, I'm going to invite our speaker from Accenture, Shinya Haraldston, and I'll give you a little bit of his background before he gets started. And Zuri, you can end your presentation so that he has the ability to share his screen once we're done. So Shinya is a seasoned IT executive with over 23 years of experience with the technical program and project management realm as a member of executive teams across various companies servicing the federal market. Shinya has led teams of over 100 people for large IT engineering multi-vendor integration in excess of $75 million. Some of the projects include building out and managing the delivery of major brands such as Discover America, Goziak.com, Washingtonian.org, and BostowUSA.com. He has worked on integration of enterprise-level ERM and financial systems for major Fortune 500 corporations such as Comcast Communications, Marriott, and Verizon Communications. Shinya has been part of the executive management team and a founding member of several successful small businesses. He was the co-founder and SVP of client delivery for LMD Consulting LLC, located in the greater Washington, D.C. area. He was also part of the executive senior management team at Blue Canopy LLC, leading key accounts and helping to grow the business to win Incorporated 500 2 years in a row. I'm sorry, Inc. 500 2 years in a row. Shinya is passionate about growing diverse and effective teams to tackle clients' most challenging problems. He's a graduate of the Imperial College of London, where he focused on mineral and mining engineering. Well, now you see exactly why he's doing a keynote today. He has an amazing background. He has so many accomplishments, and I'm sure that he will share something very special with us today. So Shinya, I want to invite you to present now. I'll be quiet and look forward to hearing from you and your presentation.
Thank you so much, Allison. Thank you, everybody. Can you all hear me clearly? All right. That introduction was a lot longer than I would have hoped for, but because I'm going to probably give you guys a more simplified, down-to-earth version of who I am as a person. But thank you guys on a serious note for inviting me to be able to give this keynote address, because giving a keynote address is a privilege and an honor. So I'm going to start off. If you guys can see my screen, right? I'm going to kind of focus a lot on, kind of introducing myself, as I said, and the topics that I find very appropriate today is around truth and service. And then I'm going to kind of close with a conclusion where I see some of the intersection points between truth and service. And let me know if you guys can see my screen clearly. All right. I'm assuming you can. So again, my name is Shinya Haraldston, right? And, of course, I said my age is unknown, because when you kind of look at the experience I've had, you can probably guess that I've been around for a while. I need to update that. I actually have 31 years of experience in the field of engineering, and I've done a lot of consulting. I'm actually from a little country in West Africa called Sierra Leone. That's where I'm from. And, I grew up with a father who was a civil engineer, and my aspiration was always to be a civil engineer. But fate had it that my life story changed when I won a full ride scholarship to Imperial College in London to go study mining engineering and mineral resources engineering, which was, kind of weird. I felt like I was disappointing my dad, but he did encourage me and said, look, it's still engineering. Engineers will always be engineers. Go for it and see where it leads you in life. And I'm grateful for him always giving me that advice. So whilst I was in England, I did play for a team that miraculously is now in Division 1 called Brentford, because soccer was a passion for me. And now to see that team in Division 1 and the kind of money that those guys are earning, it's nothing like what we did. Back in the day, we took care of ourselves and we did what we had to do. I do have other hobbies that I've inherited because I got injured significantly while I was playing soccer about 10 years ago in an adult league. I tore my Achilles tendon, which then led me to what I call an older man sport, which is swimming. I'm less prone to injury, so that's why I do that. Again, I'm the middle child of two sisters. I got an older sister and a younger sister, and I also have 3 kids, of which 2 are pretty much wrapping up college and one that's a little younger. Currently, my role in Accenture is, I'm a partner / MD at Accenture, where, I lead our cloud initiative from an operations standpoint. And I also the executive sponsor for our inclusion and diversity. And I'm also leading the delivery for multiple large accounts that we have on Accenture, which is, what we call the lifeblood of the company, where we get most of our revenue. So it's a huge responsibility. One of my future aspirations that I have is, as was stated early, is not just building strong teams, but I've really put a lot of focus in how I can invest a lot in younger Black leaders. And I don't say that from a point of view of saying I am racially biased, but it is more that I just have this feeling that a lot more investment needs to be done by a lot more leaders like myself in order to create the pipeline that's necessary to bring up the next set of leadership. All right, so let's go to the meat of what I want to talk about today. So today, I'm going to start off with truth. I spent some time researching the internet and seeing the way truth is defined. And it's amazing how different people define it differently. But the crux of what I see it to be, it is really something that you can prove through either facts, and it is based on someone's real sincerity, right? So it has to be a fact-based something that you can actually prove, right? And my personal thought is it is something that I believe it endures despite one's personal feelings or biases. It is one thing that will endure the test of time. That's the one thing about truth. Things that are untrue, they tend to crumble very easily over time. So that is kind of my general thought. And then I also believe that truth is something that really allows us all to be truly free, right? And because we all owe this responsibility to it. And truth is just something that we all need in our lives, because it is the North Star that guides us all as we try to be participants in society. In anything we do, if truth is not at the foundation, we find out that it always fails. So I want us to always think of that when we're thinking of the definitions of truth. Now, why is truth important, right? Now, I really believe that the future of humanity is going to depend on truth. We're going to depend on it because we are giving more decision-making abilities to computers and AI and things of that nature. And as we do that, the AI itself can only learn from the data that it has available. So with the advent of the internet became a platform where everybody can post and do whatever they want to do on there. So of course, it became a platform that people start to propagate things that aren't necessarily true. So now think about a world where AI is ingesting a lot of these data points, elements, and it's going based on the amount of likes that occur to determine whether, well, this is something it should consider to be a truth. This scares me greatly, because if we all don't contribute and start thinking of how we can become the authors of truth as it happens and unfolds, then what will happen is those who are more diligent in propagating on truths start to dictate how the world is going to evolve and become. So as we're going through this hackathon, I want you guys to think of that. You are contributing to something that is greatly going to impact the world. And when you start talking about quantum computing, which is the next evolution of computing power, these lies are even going to get propagated much faster than we can even try to clean it out. So going back to my initial statement, that truth is the only thing that can truly set us to be free. So it is important that as students working through college, future leaders of the world, that you are governed by that North Star of wanting to be an advocate and teller of the truth. All right. So, of course, I know we do have about, I promised I'll give about 10 minutes of this, and I'm going to try to be as efficient as possible. So we've kind of talked and created this picture of what truth is. The next thing that I think has a real relationship to truth is service. Again, I read a whole lot of things of what people think are service, and I had to introspectively look into myself and say, okay, what is service in my perspective? In my definition of service, it's really a selfless act that you or anyone does to benefit someone else. It has to be selfless. It has to be an act that you know you are not going to directly benefit from. It's more of like an investment, right? You're investing into something to be of service to someone else, to be able to make sure that that person has the opportunity to do such a good turn later in their life to someone else. I believe that service is what would make this world a better place. And the reason I say that, let's just look at current world events right now, like what's going on in Ukraine, right? There's lots of things that are going on there where everybody is vying to define what is the truth that's going on the ground. We have to decipher through all that to understand the truth. But there is something that we're realizing that is coming out of that situation, is that people are starting to understand the importance of being of service to each other. We are our brother's keeper. It is important that we take that and understand that we all can only get somewhere because someone has had a selfless act that they did for us that benefited us. And that is why service is so important and dear to my heart. And the reason I took this, I was given less than about a week to kind of accept this and prepare to do this. And I did this because I realized this is important because it is of service, where I want to give you all an idea of how you get to the next level in life. You get to it through service, but through service that is foundationally rooted in truth. So I want us to understand that over time, as the world continues to evolve, the wealth gap between those who have and those who do not have is going to greatly increase. I read a statistic recently that said, even during the times of slavery in this country, the gap between the rich and the poor is not as wide as it is today. We have 99% of the global wealth controlled by about 1% of the people in this world, which tells me that service is going to become even more important, because if 99% of the people are underserved, then those who are in a position of opportunity need to look and see how they can serve them, because this would eventually reduce the risk of civil unrest and the risk of wars, as we've seen them happen all throughout the news over the years. So I will now kind of go to what I want to do to conclude this, because I'm sure you guys get the gist of where we're going. Is in conclusion, I want you to seriously ask each other or yourselves, what can I do, right, to help make the next generation better? It is very important that you become a real advocate for truth, and don't be afraid to speak it in a compassionate way. Do not hesitate, because remember that the truth is the key to making us free. And then the service aspect is where you got to think about, it is one of the easiest things that we can do, to be of service, an act of kindness. Service does not necessarily mean that you've got to just put your money places. Sometimes people are a little tight with giving their money away easily, but sometimes help someone. Think of your neighbor who's struggling. Think of that other student that came from abroad that is struggling in your university, that needs help in being able to understand the culture and being able to assimilate. Think of that. Be of some service, and also be synergistic, where you can also learn from them and say, what are the good things that I can pick up and I can continue to propagate as truths that other people can inherit and overall potentially start to get into this world of the internet that AI will start to ingest and then itself become a truthful form of an ethical artificial intelligence. So with that, again, I will continue to be the advocate for truth. I will continue to serve. I will continue to come to events like this and give whatever I can. And again, I thank you all for this opportunity, for being able to share these two little thoughts with you.
Well, thank you so much, Shinya. I don't think we could have started with a better keynote if we wrote it ourselves. Those themes, they run so deep. And I really think it sets the tone for what we want to have our participants reflect on, right? How can we be an advocate for change? How can we ensure that truth goes forward, right? How can we make sure that the applications that we're building don't influence more miscommunication of anything, right? So I think you gave lots of amazing points. And students, if you have any questions, you can please drop those in the chat, or we will make the keynote speakers information available to you so you can ask additional questions. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate your time. We know this is not, an easy thing to kind of carve out on a Friday, but we greatly appreciate all the insight that you provided today. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Take care. Okay, wonderful. We're now going to move on to our second keynote from Boeing, and I'm going to introduce Ashley Green. So Ashley Green is the program manager of the Boeing Global Services Digital Operations Office. In this role, she oversees the operations of a portfolio of digital project initiatives to enable the business to achieve its strategic goals. Prior to, Ashley served as the project manager for the Boeing Management Systems, a data-driven single interface system that drives accountability, enhanced visibility, and actionable insight across the enterprise. She helped develop the first of its kind native mobile application industry-wide. Ashley has worked at Boeing for 8 years and started as an intern and rotation program participant, being the first freshman hired from the 21 CAP program from Howard University, I might add, to work for the Boeing company. She has a breadth of experience spanning information technology, product and project management, finance, and business operations across all 3 Boeing businesses at most major sites. Ashley is a native of Birmingham, Alabama, and attended Howard University in Washington, D.C., where she received a Bachelor's of Business Administration in Supply Chain Management. She also holds a project management certificate from the University of Texas at Austin and is currently obtaining a Master's in Information Technology and Management at the University of Texas at Dallas. In her free time, she enjoys trying new things, restaurants, museums, and other activities, serving the community, and spending time with her family and friends. Now, listen, I have to give a special shout out to Ashley because she was once my student. As you can see, she's an amazing professional. She has lots to share. And so with that, Ashley, we welcome you here today to represent Boeing, and we'll turn it over to you. Ashley, we can't hear you, sorry. We can see you. We know you're there. Just can't hear you just yet. In the meantime, thank you everyone for being patient. We know anytime technical difficulties can happen, they do, but we're going to get through it. I can see you, Ashley. Can't hear you. Nope.
We heard something.
You can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Awesome.
Excellent. Apologies for that, you all. Okay, so you can see me okay. You can hear me okay. What about my charts? Are you able to see those?
Reshare your screen.
Yeah,
okay, I will share again. Awesome. Am I all set now? Excellent. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ashley Green, a Howard University alum, as Dr. Bryant said, and a current program manager of Boeing Global Services Digital Operations Office. I graduated in 2015, SOB Money Gang, shout out, as a supply chain management major. And I am truly honored to be here with you all today to talk about your role in innovation, share with you some of my experiences, and share some things that I think might help you to be more successful as an innovator, be it as an entrepreneur or as a corporatepreneur, as I will call it. I'll start with a little story. As an undergrad, I was terrified of, yet simultaneously intrigued by, the tech space. And during my senior year, I took one of my favorite courses at Howard, which was Dr. Bryant's MIS e-business course. And I knew after that I wanted to explore more and delve into MIS and technology, but I felt that there was no space for me in STEM because I was still very much so business minded. I had stronger management and execution skills than I did coding or software engineering. And I thought that if I wasn't an engineer and if I didn't know how to code, there was nothing that I could really bring. So I equated innovation to STEM and thought that if I wasn't Madam C.J. Walker or Dr. Charles R. Drew producing these radical, life-changing things, that there was no way that little old me could be innovative. But guess what? I was clearly wrong. So I'll go through a couple charts for you all, and today we'll start with what innovation really means. And Merriam-Webster defines innovation as a new idea, method, or device. Innovation is the application of ideas that result in an introduction of something new that is intended to either improve or disrupt existing applications or to create a brand new solution. And since 1867, Howard students have been on the forefront of innovation in all fields, from STEM and business to arts and communications and beyond. Throughout history, our forebears have created innovations to make their lives easier and the lives of those that come after them easier or better. And there are many types of innovation. I'm sure you've probably learned, and you'll often be encouraged to identify with one. Each category has its own unique value. However, I believe that it is a combination approach of some or all of those innovation methods that creates a robust and effective innovation approach, while also helping to uncover blind spots to potential market or customer shifts that there may be. So by utilizing a hybrid approach, a company can ensure short-term success through optimization and differentiation, while also protecting long-term sustainability, which of course is most important. So innovation does not have to be intimidating, nor is it isolated to a specific field like I once believed. We all play a role and can contribute to innovation, be it in our families, our campuses, our communities, our businesses, or our careers. So, act like Gen Z, but think like our ancestors and consider ways, be it large or small, that you can make lives easier or better. And I'm trying to learn how to click through these slides, so bear with me. So it's not just about you. But it's about them too. Having the right people on your team is critical to successful innovation. Whether you aspire to be an entrepreneur, developing your own business, or a corporatepreneur, leading innovation in one of today's leading companies, it is always important to remember it is not about you, but instead it's about the people that you support, such as your customers or consumers, and the people that support you, i.e. your team. So having the right people on your team can make the difference in raging success or drastic failure. The best leaders and innovators know that success does not come from one person acting alone. And Dr. Bryant talked earlier today about our interdisciplinary teams, but a team of professionals who really work together to create something spectacular. So as you embark on your journeys of innovation today during Bison Hacks and beyond, I like to share with you 6 key roles needed on every team in order to facilitate effective and successful innovation. So the first person is the creative mind. This is the strategist, the analyst, the visionary. This is the person that can easily come up with new ideas for products or services, new directions in which to take the business, or figure out solutions to practical problems. They're able to find out ways to make visions become a reality, see problems before they start to manifest into larger issues, and work with the team to actually solve those issues. Your creative mind is always looking for ways to grow and to change and bring in new ways to make things better. Next, you have your technical expert, who is tasked with overseeing technology, solving your technical problems, and other technology-related improvements to support greater efficiency and value. We all know that finances are complicated, so bringing in a financial expert, especially in the early stages, will allow your financial records to be kept up to date and accurate, and also ensuring your long-term success. And we all know of companies that were not successful and are no longer here today because of lack in the finance area. Having a viable marketing strategy is also essential for your company's growth and overall success. So your marketing director helps you to understand your product and your audience, which is very key. This person will help you to shape your brand's public image, oversee all aspects of your marketing, and identify and appeal to that target market and audience that has been identified. Then we have our industry expert, who will have that specialized knowledge in your specific industry, oftentimes along with years of experience that comes with contacts, which we all know your network is your net worth. So this makes them better equipped to stay current with developments and changes in the industry. So this person can really keep you ahead of the game, to be honest, in helping your company to adapt quickly to changes that take place and overcome the challenges that come with operating in a specific market. And then lastly, we have the executor, and this is the doer. This is the person that ensures everything gets done and that it gets done with quality. So these are the 6 key roles, and one or multiple individuals can serve in these roles. The key thing is ensuring that all aspects are covered to be successful. Now, a team, however, provides more value through increased diversity, knowledge, experience, and different skill sets. And this also helps to reduce burnout and increase overall effectiveness by allowing individual teammates to focus on areas that they can truly provide the most value. So when you are in your internships, when you are on your jobs, ask questions and bring your own unique perspectives based on the roles you feel that you fall into, be it one of these roles or multiple roles. This opens up the space for innovation by allowing us to look at things differently that we may not have thought of before. To help us create and lead to things that are better. So utilize all of your gifts, all of your talents, and challenge the status quo. Innovation is truly what you make it, be it something small, something large, something simple or complex. Innovation comes in all different shapes and sizes. You can be innovative no matter where you are or what your interests are. So embrace where you feel you fall as an innovator and ensure that you have a well-rounded team around you in order to be successful. At Boeing, I served as the product manager for the first of its kind industry-wide performance management application that provides performance visibility for various layers of the company at the touch of your fingertips. And although it took longer than we initially expected due to many constraints and challenges, we were successfully able to reach our goal and release undoubtedly because of the team that we had. I had never worked in software development before this role. I had never developed a mobile application before this role. So I initially took on, going back to R6, I initially took on the role of the creative mind and the executor. However, it wouldn't have been possible for us to do what we did without our experts that possess the technical skill sets to actually develop a hybrid mobile application that also included the advanced security that we needed. Our industry and financial experts with that acumen to help us stay up to date on the industry standards and be able to track to our accepted budget. And once developed, working to communicate and market throughout the organization in order to increase adoption, because adoption is not just important for external facing products, but also internal facing products. So no one person could have done this alone, but together as a team, we were able to produce a high quality product that enhanced the way that the Boeing company could manage their multi-billion-dollar business. So this was a technical innovation that I had the pleasure of leading, but there are so many other fields of innovation that you personally can explore. When we talk about innovation, most people often think about the most radical innovations, which is the most stereotypical and the rarest form, to be honest. We think of it as something that involves the creation of brand new technologies or business models that completely transform energies, things that create entirely new markets. Although there's a wide array of different innovation forms that we can explore. And these can include new or enhanced products, new business models or processes, networks, or other types of engagement models. And when I started at Boeing, I really could only see myself in that creative mind or executor type of role, but I didn't see how those skills led to innovation without me having that technical expertise. But now through my work at Boeing, I feel that I could serve in any of these capacities, quite frankly, depending on the initiative. And my experiences have truly helped me to see myself as an innovator. And before, I absolutely did not. And understand the role that I play in impacting everyday innovation, which gives me the desire to continually innovate myself, because just as we are innovating for others, we have to constantly innovate ourselves as well by learning and growing our skill sets in order to be able to impact and serve in a way that provides value to ourselves and to others. So embrace where you feel you fall as an innovator, no matter your major, no matter your personal interest. And if you feel that you are not strong in a particular area, don't be afraid to grow and learn it, or try another area, or better yet, just, check your money gang and make sure you have the right people on your team. So just always remember to come as you are. There's always space for you. You don't have to change to be an innovator or to be in this space. When it comes to innovation, it's all about what you are providing and how is it beneficial to other people. And Russell Simmons said a quote that I love, and it says, if you wake up deciding what you want to give to other people versus what you're going to get in return, you become a more successful person. So in other words, if you want to make money, you have to help somebody else make some money, right? So in order to do that through innovation, remember these points, and these are use hybrid innovation in order to remain competitive. Keep your clique tight and have the team that you need to facilitate effective innovation and ultimately be successful and sustainable. And remember that we can all bring something to innovation. As this famous line goes, use what you got to get what you want. And what does that mean in context of innovation? I'll sum it up for you as I close. And that is, you can change the world being exactly who you are, right where you are, with what it is that you already have, based on what you already enjoy. It could be a social justice fashion brand like Blake Van Putten of 2016 with his Protect Black People brand. It could be an Etsy store of your own unique designs, a skincare line like Chanel Spence of 2014, who owns Base Butter. You could even explore more unique ideas like the outdoor multi-purpose space created by a Howard alum named Richard Turntime that was used for productions like Kanye's Sunday Service. Or it could be something as simple as a drop shipping business of your favorite goods where you don't have to keep inventory. Whatever it is, being innovative is taking what you already know and putting things together to make something simpler or better. So it starts where you are. Focus on what it is that excites you and go out and change the world. Thank you, everybody.
Ashley, thank you so much. These keynotes have put us in the right frame of mind. It really does focus on how important your team is, right? And your contribution to that team. Innovation doesn't have to be sitting in a garage and coding for 48 hours at a time. It really is bringing your natural characteristics, your curiosity, your ingenuity to whatever process that you're a part of. And it's funny that you would say you weren't an innovator. You were always an innovator. You were always thinking differently. You were always curious. And that's where innovation really starts. So
yes, you saw me even when I did it myself.
So proud, so super proud.
Thank you.
All right. So just a major thank you to both Accenture and Boeing for these amazing keynotes. I can't think of a better way to start this competition. And we are right on time to move into the coding portion of our event. I want to say thank you again for being here. I want to say that this is just our honor to be able to put this competition on again, 8 years strong. Zuri also was one of my former students. So the fact that she's here co-organizing with me is always really my heart's joy. From this, we will end the live session. Thank you all again. Please, we will be at the organizers table in the lounge in Airmeet. Please find a table for your team. Please continue to speak with our sponsors. Our mentors will be funneling in really soon. But most importantly, have a good time. Do something unique, do something innovative, do something fun. We're here to support truth and service, and we're here to answer your questions. So have a great time, and we'll see you in the lounge. Take care.